There was a raging social media debate earlier this month when novelist Alice Randall wrote this in the New York Times. Too many experts who are involved in the discussion of obesity don't understand something crucial about black women and fat. Many black women are fat because we want to be. Well, a lot of black women blew it up on Facebook and Twitter. Who really wants to be fat was the question a lot of you were asking. But the fact is, African-American women have a higher overweight and obesity rate than their white counterparts. And the science is also clear. Obesity is very dangerous to your health, and an increasing number of Americans in the next 30 years are going to be obese. So the question is Alice Randall right? Do black women want to be fat? Is it somehow connected to self-esteem? Is it to be attractive to men? We're talking about that today with Michelle Gibson, an aerobics instructor at LA Fitness in Capitol Heights, Maryland. Jackie Hood Martin, author and motivational speaker, also a yoga instructor. And Janice Fairby, a founder of Got It Going On, a female empowerment program. Folks, welcome to the show. Let's go right into it. First of all, who agrees with Alice's statement that black women want to be fat? Anybody?
I don't think there's a total agreement with that statement.
Absolutely not.
Do not agree with it at all.
So when someone makes this kind of a comment, puts it in the New York Times, more than 1 million readers, obviously, again, what's the basis of it? Is this sort of like trying to explain away or justify in order to make someone feel good? It sort of reminds me when Monique, when she was talking about, she had this whole comedy tour in terms of hating skinny women and black women, we're big and be happy about it and feel good about yourself. Well, then later she realized, look, there are major health issues you got to deal with.
Right.
I think there's something that we have to recognize, that there's a difference between being resolved and being resigned. I think sometimes you can resolve to the fact that I have a medical condition or I live in a food desert and there are things that make me gain weight, stress, inability to cope with things that are going on in your life. And that's when you resolve to make a change and make a difference. But then the other side of that, there are a few women, not all women, who are resigned to the fact that this is the way I look, this is the way I am, and there's not much that I can do about it. Maybe because I don't have the resources, I don't know who to talk to, I don't have the funding. And so while we're having this dialogue, it's able to stimulate conversation around what can I do, something small every day to make a change. So I don't think that women want to be fat. I think they've run out of options in trying to deal with not maintaining their size.
Look, I get the whole issue of being happy with who you are, being content, not being so driven by peer pressure. But when she makes this kind of argument, doesn't it cause problems because somebody then begins to say, okay, fine, I feel great, I'm good, but underlying that, you have significant health issues?
Well, as a full-figured woman, I know that every hour on the hour is a struggle for me. So the notion of thinking that a black woman wants to be fat is crazy for me. I know I struggle. I've always struggled. At the same time, I had to look in the mirror and come to grips with who I am. And that's the reason why I work out. That's the reason why I teach my classes, because as long as I'm working on myself, I feel good from the inside out. And that's how I feel. I feel like as long as you're working, I'm not saying wait until you're morbidly obese to start working out, but like she said, as a kid, I've always worked out all my life. I've done active things. And but the notion of thinking that I want to be a fat person is crazy for me.
Well, one of the things that that I have also talked about with nutritionists, with health experts, is the whole issue of body type as well. Body type plays a part in it. That if you look at the federal government's BMI standards, that's really a generic standard that does not take into account body type. And a lot of fitness instructors pay attention to that because they say, look, some people are naturally leaner. Some people have, I forgot the 3 different body types there are, but that actually exists. And so could that also play a part in this whole thinking in terms of how black women are viewing themselves?
Well, that's what I was saying, when we have to learn about our body types, but we don't teach that. We take a look at what's in the media.
One standard.
One standard. I was a model editor for 17 magazine, and knowing that only about 5% of women around the world even naturally fit that means that we've got these girls, trying to squeeze into this one body type. We need to teach our young people about different body types, different body shapes, and what that means for you. Whether you're larger here, whether, you're going to be, we talk about big boned or, thicker or whatnot, but how you deal with that and what's healthy for that particular body type. All body types can get fat, but we need to learn what is beautiful to us, how to take care of that body type, and then be comfortable with that.
So really not being defined by society standards
Right.
of what is beauty in terms of what somebody desires, but realize that at the end of the day, when it comes to how you look, when it comes to your weight, really all of those issues should be secondary to your health.
Oh, absolutely. A little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. And so when people are looking for opportunities, whether it's aerobics, yoga, Zumba, Pilates, any of the related activities, they look at FIT, the FITT, which is frequency, intensity, time, and tension. And so it gives the person the opportunity to discover, how often do I want to work out? Intensity, how long do I work out? What length of time do I need to work out? And then moving on into the tension of what level of movement and motion, am I static, am I dynamic? And so we talk about this all the time. If I want to get a few extra steps in, then park your car a little bit further away when you're going shopping. Take the stairs rather than the elevator. Giving yourselves opportunity to say, I don't know exactly all of what I need to do, but I can do a little bit of something that's relevant for me so that I feel good on the inside. And so your self-image is not wrapped up in what society thinks, but more so about what you mentally believe is right for you.
All right, we certainly appreciate it. Michelle, Jackie, Janice, thanks so much.